Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 65. Brought to you by Car Shield, Gadget Lab, HockeyTraining.com, as well as Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah.
What are you going with today?
Well, I usually like the mango, but I like the black cherry too, man. I mean, they're all
Strawberry's pretty damn good,
It just depends
Cam
on what
tries
kind of
all
mood I'm
four.
in.
He tries all four.
Yeah, I check them out. That's what you do with your sponsors.
Lemon lime,
Take care
too.
of them.
Great to be here, as always. Johnny Scott on this edition.
Yeah, big
He
boy.
was cool.
Yeah, he was totally cool.
Great story, man.
I wish he had better self-service, but that's all good.
Self-service sucks.
Oh, fuck. I'm like, where are you at? Pennsylvania?
I was going to give a shout-out to AT&T. He needs to take his phone to Gadget Lab is what he needs.
Damn right he does.
Because his phone sucks.
And if he dropped it being that tall, you know it's fucking shattered.
What, are you borrowing Reaver's phone?
Yeah, Reaver. Good Lord.
We've had two guests on here who have terrible cell phones. John Scott and
Yeah,
Reaver.
but John Scott
It's
was
all the
trying.
tough guys,
Yeah,
man.
but he was trying to be better. So I give
was.
him props. Reaver was just like
Reaver's like laying on the couch.
he was laying on his bed like, like, get into it, Reaver. Anyway.
Have you ever seen a player, if you go back and look at Ryan Reeves, even highlights, a highlight came up today when I was doing my world-class research for John Scott. Did you do any research today?
Dude, don't see when you say did you do like I don't fucking work. Are you out of your mind?
Okay, so
don't piss me off right at the beginning.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
So I'm doing my research, and Ryan Reeves comes up. There was he was playing for the Blues at the time. He looks completely different than what he looks like now.
Like what?
He's had
like what?
Big curly hair. Like,
Oh yeah, grew his hair out.
Yeah,
That's what.
I
See,
mean,
when people grow their hair out, they look a little different.
He looked completely different than how he looks now.
Like no tattoos.
Nah, he just was kind of like trying to find himself still, I think, you know?
No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
He just wasn't the same as he is now. He didn't look the same.
Oh, no. His personality's different now. He didn't have the confidence then.
No.
That's all it is.
No.
He looks the same, Andy.
A little bit.
He looks this look optic-wise. I remember he had the
Got
long
some
hair.
big curly hair.
He
going.
wasn't confident. Now he's the most confident human being in the world. Why is that?
I don't know.
Because he's a good hockey player.
Why is that?
He's
because,
made money.
Because John Scott's not in the league.
Yeah, that
and
too.
Colton Orr's not in the league.
That
and
too.
Derek Boogaard's not, obviously in the league.
But
I mean,
if you're still in the league and you're making money, like you got to be confident anyway. He just didn't have it then, but he built into it, dude. You got to.
well, because you know
that's
why?
How it goes.
Because I mean, obviously he's been in the league for several years. He's made money, and his celebrity as a NHL player has grown tremendously, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's doing business in Vegas. He's probably gonna make more money just living there and being who he is.
Dude, he loves
outside of
Vegas.
hockey.
All the guys who play in Vegas love
How can
being
you not?
in Vegas.
You're not living down there.
I know.
They're probably on some cliff looking over the whole city, just like you see in those movies. You know that there's always like a scene where you're just looking over Vegas. And there's always like meetings there with mobsters or whatever the hell. And he probably has a house and it's probably pretty cheap to live out that way. I would have a cool place looking right over the city.
Mm-hmm.
I could look at everybody doing horrible, cool, whatever, spending money. But I could get in there and I can get out.
But dude, the Golden Knights, I mean, they are so big in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
So big. Last time I was in Vegas, it was right after the Capitals won the Stanley Cup, so it was their first year, and the city's just going mad. They're going wild. They've got sculptures everywhere. I mean, there's Golden Knights stuff everywhere. And I ran into Reaver at a casino, and I mean, this guy, he's just a rock star there.
Oh, how
man.
could, yeah, dude. He sticks
Absolute
out like a sore
rock
thumb.
star.
It'd be an awesome place to play, man. It really would, because I think it's different than like a Toronto where I'll put it this way. I don't mean disrespectful to Vegas fans, but they're not up to par on how to like dissect you as a player.
They just love you.
And they haven't had anything negative to talk about really in a way, because everything's been pretty cool. Like they went on a run, they weren't supposed to, blah, blah, blah. Eventually they'll get to that point. I feel like that's how it was maybe in St. Louis at the time. Mm-hmm. St. Louis and Vegas are completely different.
The more they learn the game,
the more they learn, like, no, you didn't turn around on that play. No, you didn't get that puck out of the zone. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So
yeah. But they just worship him. I mean, they absolutely
it's everybody's happy until you lose by 20
Can I ask you
a
question? What is the proper protocol when it comes to FaceTiming people? Because I get these surprise FaceTime calls from people who don't give you a heads up that they're going to FaceTime you. It is the most nerve-wracking experience you can possibly have. It scares the shit out of me.
Andy, sometimes you're doing weird things when that happens, and you're like, are you watching me right now?
And you can't talk loud. You feel like they can hear you.
And it freezes me.
You start whispering.
And I go into panic mode, and I throw my phone like, and I get into like military mode, and I crawl under my bed, and I'm like, did they just watch me?
You wait for it to stop ringing.
Did they just watch me do what I was doing? I don't even know this person. Why are you FaceTiming me?
Stop FaceTiming.
Horrifying. Nightmare. I don't sleep that night. Because I still think, did you see me do what I was doing? It's a nightmare. All day, it ruins me. All day long, I'm done. So don't fucking do that to me.
So what's the protocol? When can you FaceTime somebody?
You know what it is, Andy? I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
And help me out with this. Every time I FaceTime somebody or somebody's usually FaceTime me, it's a fucking butt dial. I'm like, I get it, all of a sudden my phone's in my back pocket, it's the big phone, and I get it out and I'm like, I'm FaceTiming somebody. I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just, but at the moment when you're just sitting there, even if you're not doing anything bizarre, you're like, oh, word. Oh, God, I look like shit. I look like, for one, you look at yourself like, oh, God.
But should a FaceTime call, does it have to be pre-arranged? Like, it should be pre-arranged before you call somebody on a FaceTime or have somebody FaceTime you. Who feels that comfortable that they can just FaceTime you whenever they want?
It's a butt dial or somebody's at the bar and they talking about you and they're like, a camera, face. No, don't fucking FaceTime me. I don't even want to talk to your drunk ass. I'm going to bed. If I'm not with you, I don't want to talk to you. If you're with 7 dudes at the bar partying, I don't even want to talk to you. I can't even hear you anyway. Stupid.
So stop doing that.
I don't do it.
Well, I don't like it. People try to FaceTime.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Horrifying. Oh, God, a couple times.
It's among the most nerve-wracking experiences you can have.
It sets you back when you see that, man. You're like, oh, my, are you motherfucking watching me?
Are you enjoying the Beauty League? Actually, it's better than that.
You see, you're being sarcastic.
Now we're in the playoffs. It's not the Beauty League.
The Beauty League for the Blues
the round robin was the Beauty League.
Yeah, it was. Well, the round robin was. It was worse.
You actually said the Beauty League was even better than the round robin.
I know it was.
Round robin was terrible.
It was terrible. I hated it.
But here's
wake up calls are going on.
There are, but why is it that teams who, if they were playing head to head in a traditional playoff format in April, those teams seem to be losing right now, and teams are sneaking up on other teams.
4 games in 18 days. That's what. 4 games in 18 days. You can't work on it. 4 games.
Are you still putting an asterisk on this or no?
No, I'm not. No.
You're not? You took it away?
I took it away, dude.
You're so soft all of a sudden. Now you're taking it away?
Yeah, no, it's hard. This is a hard trophy to win, bro.
Well, I agree with that.
It's a hard trophy to win,
bro. That wasn't the question.
No, I was looking at asterisk. The only reason why I had an asterisk, which I always mispronounce that fucking word. The only reason why I said that is because if 5 dudes get COVID in the fucking Stanley Cup final, there's an asterisk on it.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't happen, like there's no positive test.
No,
I'm like,
zero,
fuck that. Let's go.
Zero positive
Fuck that.
tests.
Everybody's equal. Let's go.
Yeah. No, I love watching the hockey right now.
I love it.
I mean, it is amazing, and it's only going to get better. And the fact that these guys are doing this in a bubble, it's only going to get harder. It's only going to get harder. The longer you are away from your families, I know after the second round, families can come in. I don't know how many will be coming in. That maybe when we have the first case, well, all of a sudden, all these people from the states start coming in, although they're going to be tested and everything.
They'll do it right.
And they're going to do proper protocol and whatever. I'll give the NHL a ton of credit for how they've done it.
They have.
But at the same time, this is going to get interesting the longer we go in the playoffs and the further along these guys are inside the bubble. It can't be easy, man.
It can't be easy, but it is easy. It's easy and it's not, Andy.
For young guys.
No, it's easy and it's not. Imagine playing 5 fucking overtimes and then getting on a plane and traveling. These guys are just, they got done. They probably got carted off. They have 10 massage therapists sitting right there, so your legs are burning. Patty was probably hungry. They probably gave him a 8-course meal. And then they go in there and they get worked on. And what do they have to do? They don't have to get on a bus. You don't have to put a suit on. You don't have to sit in an airport. You don't have to go through customs. You don't have to do anything.
No.
You go back to your room and chill and play video games that you've been probably craving to do all day because now you're really addicted because you're doing it all day because it's the only thing to do. So these guys have it kind of easy.
So you think it's easier?
It's easier
than it would be.
Yes.
I 100% agree with that.
100%. They're already past the point. They're FaceTiming, just like we talked about. Oh, could you imagine some of the FaceTimes that some of the boys are getting like every second of the day? The wife's calling you like, ah!
Oh, I know.
Although they're not doing anything wrong anyway because you can't do anything wrong.
You're playing checkers with
yeah, I'm like, I don't even want my wife to see
the bellboy downstairs.
I don't even want my wife to look at me how nerdy I am right now.
Or the girl at the front desk.
I'm supposed to be cool. And I'm playing checkers with my teammates right now.
The girl at the front desk
with 8 dudes
like
cruising.
16 years from now, she's gonna have a son that's like tearing up the Western Hockey
Stahl
League.
Brothers. Where's the? I gotta go on break. I gotta go on break. Those guys are down there asking for toothpaste every second
Oh
of the day.
my God! What floor are the Arizona Coyotes on?
Where I gotta go down the front desk again. Just sitting there acting like
Why
you're
are
on the
you
phone.
always hanging
I just
out with
wanna
the girl at the
stare.
front desk?
Can I just stare at a female, please? Thank you. Can I please? Thank you. Not me. I'm not talking about me. I'm a happily married man, and so are you, Andy. I'm talking about the 23-year-old dudes with full testosterone.
But I think it was Gord Miller who tweeted out a picture of like a condom box or something he
fucking
found.
Tweet that was.
That's
a stupid fucking.
I didn't know about that one.
That's
yeah.
a stupid tweet. Now you're fucking. Now you know what you're doing with that tweet. You're getting the wives like kind of curious, and you're getting some of the girl. Now don't even fucking do that. Like is that cute and funny? I don't know. You think the guys are wearing condoms anyway? Probably not. Only sailors use condoms. We talked about this earlier. But they're not doing that. Where did they go get the condoms? They brought it. That's so dumb. Are they banging each other? They all banging the one girl that works there. Get out of here. Just stupid ass tweet.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I know. Now all the wives are like, oh, the guys are all, what are they having a big orgy? Fuck you.
Who's the best team you've seen?
Colorado. Boston.
Better than Vegas?
No. Yeah. Colorado, Boston.
Boston's the best team you've seen.
Fuck, they look.
Well, they played well yesterday.
No. I'm just looking at their top line and how deadly they are, and I knew Carolina was rocking and rolling. And they still found a way to beat them after being fucking 4 games in 18 days. Yeah, Boston looks good to me.
Carolina got screwed, man.
I know
that
they
goal
did.
should never have
I know.
counted.
That's
And
so
our
weird.
guy Rod Brindamore.
Yes.
And I'm sure our boy Tom Dundon has no problem writing that check
Oh well,
because he was right about it.
no doubt.
Although he never likes
What
writing
did
a
he
check.
say exactly?
Tom
No, I
Dundon
know.
doesn't like writing
No.
checks.
You don't even have a boat, dude. Dude's tighter than wallpaper.
He doesn't like to even pay his general manager or
No
his
shit.
coach.
We like you though.
So when they do their contract negotiations for Brindamore, Dundon may say,
so
"Hey,
what did-
hey, Rod the Bot, I may have to take out $25,000, dude, for that check."
Yeah.
You're
You're not getting your signing
You got to
bonus.
pay me back, bro.
What did he say exactly that got him that? He just bitched at the ref.
He referred to the league as being a joke or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So you call the league a
Yeah,
joke?
you can't do that, dude.
That'll get you fined $25,000.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that
That's a
much.
pretty big fine for a coach.
Totally. And I don't think that it was such a bang bang play that where I think you could just kind of get lost in not seeing that. So was that for Rod Brindamore to say the whole league's a joke because of that play? Like, not
No,
really.
that was excessive. But people who know him and his personality say it's completely out of character for him to do that. Like
That
he
was an
doesn't.
emotional
He
game,
doesn't
dude.
complain about anything.
It's an emotional game.
But it's the
10
playoffs.
o'clock in the morning game.
Hey, Carolina sees an opportunity, man. They want to win this thing. They think they can. You think they can win?
I told you I did. They're fucking good, and they're disciplined, and they're fast, and they're top to bottom. They're okay.
Hey, Vancouver's good too, man. I mean,
They are.
They're top end players.
Yeah.
I know St. Louis fans won't like to hear this and whatever, and it's a long series. We'll see how it goes. But regardless if Vancouver wins or loses, it doesn't really matter, man. They've impressed the shit out of me. They're going to be good for a long, long time. High-end talents.
Yeah, their top three lines, man, are tough to keep up with. If we can't roll four lines, if the Blues can't roll, stop saying we can't, the Blues can't roll four lines, they're going to have trouble with them. But it is interesting because I never really got into them. Like, even throughout the year, it seems like 5 years ago, but it was last year, watching different games. And I never really got into Vancouver. But now you watch them, and you watch them go 100 miles an hour, and you watch them on the power play, and you watch Quinn Hughes have complete control over the game.
But the Blues beat the shit out of him last night.
I know, but he's
and they're
he's
gonna, and they're going to keep doing that.
I know, and Perry was like, whatever. But Quinn Hughes walking the line, like finding it. Then he
just
stops,
looks different.
Then he spins off of you. He's got the puck the whole game. Danny Padre, a couple guys on Twitter were like, "Can you guys stop talking about Quinn Hughes? Okay, stop talking about Quinn Hughes." I'm like, well, he's got the fucking puck the whole game.
Daddy Padre.
The whole game, Daddy Padre. I'm like, he's got the puck the whole game.
Is he playing video games during the game?
He's crushing guys on fucking PS4, 18-0.
But you know what I'm saying, man. He's just Quinn Hughes, Pedersen, they're next level. But we talked about guys like JT Miller and Bo Hova.
Who walked Dunner?
Horvat.
Oh, shit.
But his release on the first goal, too, in the slot.
Yeah, good player, man. Damn.
Yeah, he's learning how to be the captain. So
a lot of good games coming up here, though, Andy. We're
lots
gonna
of
break
good
it down
games.
for you guys, though. We're gonna throw some videos out. We got some podcasts coming. We're gonna throw some content your way, and we'll break some shit down for you guys.
All right, so John Scott's on this edition.
Yeah.
Dude, again, a great story, man. His entire life is, as a player, his career, he played fewer games than you did. He played less than 300 games.
Yeah.
I thought he would have played more games than that. I think he played 285 games.
That's why I called him overrated when I said about the tough guy stuff. Remember? I know I was kind of being a dick about that. I thought I was.
Why didn't you bring it up in the interview?
Because I'm a pussy. No, but he's just loud. That's what He was just really loud for him crushing guys with fights. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an all-star.
Did he crush guys?
He crushed a couple guys, but he should have crushed more guys for his size.
He would hit a little bit too.
Well, he caught a couple guys with some. He was somewhat unpredictable too, where he'll catch you with some. That makes you scary.
What do you think of Mike Milbury in general?
Good, fucking relax. Take it, fucking.
You think he has
take
dementia?
a Xanax.
You think he
nut
has?
bag? He's getting nutty on
He's
me.
getting
I
a
never
little
I'm not on the chirp train on Twitter with guys, but I had to
Right,
say
right.
go to get some sleep. When you get a couple goofy tweets out, you say some goofy ass shit like you don't like overtime. What the fuck? Who doesn't like overtime? That whole game was unbelievable, and the guys didn't even lose any energy. And I'm like, and then he rips John Scott, who's just like really a good guy, man. Like, I don't know. Well, he didn't Marty McSorley, Donna Brashear, anybody. Like the guy,
No,
he just kind of caught him.
He caught Louis Erickson, and he got suspended 7 games for it.
There you go.
The league obviously reacted. But Milbury, man, he loves his Boston Bruins, and obviously at that point in time, he just went nuts.
He's calling for firing the coach and GM.
Call him a meathead. Call him a meathead.
Milbury, where'd you go to college? Where'd you go? Did you go anywhere?
Hey, this guy's got an engineering degree.
Did you get
and
your
he's calling him a meathead.
Wait, are you smarter than him? I'm sorry. God, you beat somebody with a shoe.
But it kind of goes back to what I was saying the other day. I like Milbury more in the studio than I like him calling games. He's just an okay analyst.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Just an okay analyst.
He's just too old school now, dude. It's like you got. Why don't you get a fucking young buck in there that's like fucking. Blah, blah,
well, they've got Patrick Sharp.
I know. No, they got some guys, and Jonesy's great. Like that guy will dissect anything.
Jonesy's good.
I'm just saying. Like,
but like yesterday,
these
listen,
old school guys.
They were laughing in the studio though. They're laughing, almost acting like they're not allowed to laugh. You know, you watch the NBA.
They're the best show on the planet.
They're just putting on a show. They're entertaining, and like the hockey guys, they start laughing, and then they're trying. They're trying to stop. Like, oh, we can't laugh. We got to break down a hockey game.
We're serious.
We're doing intermissions. We can't break down a hockey game.
Shaq and Charles are legitimately wrestling
About
around,
to fight,
wrestling around, throwing things at each other, telling them they fuck you, I hate you. That bleeping. They are the. I don't even like basketball.
And hockey is like, we cannot laugh. We cannot talk
need to
about
be
that.
robots.
We need to break down the 2-1-2.
Relax. Shaq and goddamn they are the funniest thing going. Charles Barkley is the funniest human being in the world.
Get back to the power play.
Get back. You better be serious.
You need to be a robot.
Holy shit.
Please button your top button.
I watch them, and I don't even watch the game. I just watch those guys just go back and forth. I don't even know what they're talking about. 3-point shit.
I don't want to watch the game.
I'm like, I want to hang out. I want to hang out with you guys.
I want the post-game show.
Jeez Louise.
Who wants the game? But come on, we're allowed to have a little bit of fun. You're allowed to laugh. And don't feel guilty for having fun and laughing. Yeah. They were trying to. It was like they were in the back of the class during chemistry class.
I wouldn't know.
And they didn't want the teacher.
I don't go to,
they didn't want the teacher to see them laughing. John Scott, by the way, he's got 6 daughters. Not 2.
I mean,
6.
You know, I don't.
And they want another one.
If I had 6 daughters, like, oh yay, playtime again. Oh, playtime. Playtime again. Oh, can I clean it up for you?
Here comes another
wedding. Wedding time. Here's my wallet. Oh, you're dating this psycho. Oh yeah, you're gonna date. Nope, Kate. Nope.
His wife's got to be a saint, though.
Oh, tea party.
Can I just tell you this, though? I have 100% accuracy rate. I've shared.
Oh, fuck. Can we get to the fucking live reads?
Get to the live reads. I've shared my method.
So dumb.
With numerous people, including several NHL players.
You act like you're a fucking porn star.
Dude, it's the truth.
If you do.
No. There are ways you can manipulate the pH
Look
balance.
Look it up on YouTube.
No. They won't tell you. I know how to do it. There are ways that you can manipulate the pH balance that'll determine the sex of your
baby. Drink coffee
baby.
and bend them over. Oh, okay. I've done that a million times. I've
Don't
2
share
cats
my
still.
secrets.
And read the goddamn. You're fucking confusing me. Read that goddamn live read. Holy macaroni.
Go right into Car Shield.
Car Shield. Do you want to know about having boys?
Hey, you want to have a boy, dude? I'm just telling you. Have another girl if that's what you want.
I don't want a girl. Or a boy.
But see here, I can tell you how to have a girl too. If you have like 5 boys and you want to have a girl,
sex and just like
no,
have fun
don't work
together?
like that. Not when you're having babies,
man. Yeah, I see all you guys.
Okay,
you guys look like you're having a blast. I see all the pictures on Facebook of everybody with 7 kids on the beach. Like we're having fun. We're having fun. How can you possibly be having fun? You're watching your kids all fucking day. Then they go to the pool. You gotta watch them. Then they gotta go up and you gotta bathe them. When are you having fun? When? Don't lie to me on Facebook and Instagram.
You hate seeing.
You don't
hate seeing,
fucking lie to me.
You hate seeing people's pictures of their kids.
So it's like I'm looking at you. You guys look so stressed out. You're losing your hair. I know the feeling on that.
You are too.
I know the feeling on that, and I didn't even have fucking kids. I'd be baller in a fucking doorknob. You're not having fun when you take your kids on vacation. Stop sending pictures. Go.
You don't know that, man. Oh. You've never been there. You don't know how. You ain't go on vacation. You go to like fantasy
Follow
hockey.
them around.
You go to like fantasy hockey camps.
Yeah, private jets. They get paid to do it.
Okay, well, that's not vacation.
Okay. I go on yacht trips too. You want to talk about that?
Where do you go? You go. Oh yeah.
You want to talk about it?
You've been on one. You've been on one.
Look at my posts compared to yours with your 10 kids.
3.
See who's having fun.
Car Shield,
Jesus
baby.
Christ.
Car Shield. CarShield.com. 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM.
Yeah.
You'll save 10%.
Yeah.
Mention the promo code CAM. You'll save 10%.
So easy.
Your experience with Car Shield has been what?
Oh my God. My stupid ass starter went out right in the middle of Eureka, so I had to leave my car there all day. And a lot of people know what my car looks like, so they're like, "Oh, would Cam get too drunk?" And he couldn't get his car back to his mile away to his house.
Had to leave it at the
so
gas
embarrassing.
station.
I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, oh my God, car shields are small. What am I thinking, Cam? What are you thinking, Cam?
Driving your mom's car.
Driving my mom's car. Oh, so embarrassing. She doesn't have tinted windows either. I had to yell at her about it, which is not good to do. I'm like, Mom, get tinted windows. I'm embarrassed. I called Car Shield. I'm like, there's something wrong. Where do you want to take it? Boom, take it there. 2 seconds. Took it to the place I wanted to. They got it done. Easy peasy. Didn't have to worry about a damn thing. They simplify your life. Like, don't you like that? I do. And that's why I don't have 8 kids. Because I want my life simple. So I have Car Shield.
And they're hiring too. CarShieldCareers.com.
Best place to work.
#1 place to work among large businesses in the region.
It's a big deal, dude.
Again,
That's a
check
big
that
deal.
out. Check out their website to see what jobs are open. They're hiring sales positions, bunch of different positions. CarShieldCareers.com. So check that out.
Yeah.
Again, 800-857-2481. Gadget Lab, GadgetBuyback.com. 877-772-8880. Now we're telling people, support our sponsors.
Yeah, man.
Support these guys. You have a phone, you have a cracked phone, your phone's not working. I heard somebody the other day in the lobby at the rink. He's like, yeah, so-and-so doesn't have his phone's not working. I'm like, well, where's the phone?
Wait, are we in 1995?
Take it to GadgetBuyback.com. 877-772-8880. Now, if you're in St. Louis, head over to Oakville.
Home of Patty Maroon. Say hey to him. He's probably hanging out over there.
And they'll fix it while you wait. It's that simple. Check out the store in Oakville. Go there and fix your phone.
And there's restaurants right there, too. You can get. They do it in 2 seconds.
It could be a computer. It could be a tablet. Whatever it is. Go get it fixed. Don't be walking around with a cracked phone. If you're a business owner out there, take care of your employees. Upgrade your products.
Simple. No, I want slow products, Andy. I want everything to work slow. No, you don't. Don't lie to people. You're slowing down the whole goddamn company. Yeah. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
People are complaining about you.
They are.
Yes.
And they don't even know.
They don't even know, like, oh, what? Everything's happy. But everything's not coming in. We're kind of losing money here.
They're posting pictures on Instagram with like 5 kids.
With 8 kids. And they're like, I'm happy. No, you're not. No, you're not. Shit's slowing down. Get it fixed.
Shit's slowing down. All right. Bellman.com. BehlMann.com. Now, one side of the street in Troy, Missouri, they got the Chrysler, the Dodge, the Jeep, the Ram. Cam wants the pink Jeep with 2 doors.
Dude, I want that SRT,
with small small tires.
We can run that joke all you want.
Well, it's true.
I want that badass SRT, that Cherokee. I want to get it all blacked out. I want to tint all the windows. I want to get some badass rims on that bad boy. It's got dual exhaust. I might even take that X pipe off that bad boy, let it really rumble a little bit like my Corvette used to do. I might do that. I can put my hockey bag back there, although I don't use my hockey bag because it's sitting in my beautiful stall I have at that beautiful rink up there.
But you have your stick bag.
But if I was Andy,
if I was 8 years old,
if I was Andy who had to take his equipment everywhere because he doesn't have a stall at the alumni room, I would get that. It would fit perfectly.
Somebody told me to leave it there, though. By the way,
no, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
I'm the one that tells you to do that, and I didn't do it yet. Jesus Christ.
Check out CarShield.com. Cadillac, Buick, GMC on the other side, too.
Yeah, Car Shield and, of course, Bellman, too.
Yeah,
you got the breeds wrong.
Yeah. Bellman.com. They've got the Cadillac, the Buick, the GMC on the other side. Go say hi to our boy Dan Bellman.
Yeah.
He should come out and skate with us.
I know. Can he play?
We got to have a sponsor skate.
Can Danny Boy play?
Oh, yeah, he skates.
To get his ass out.
And his son does, too.
Have a couple Bud Light seltzers afterwards.
Oh, my God.
Ask him to give us a demo car.
He probably needs a little hockeytraining.com, though, before he comes out.
Oh, that is a good call.
Okay.
And actually, you looked a lot better the other day. We joke about this, and I'll be dead serious on this. We joke about it, but this is still an issue, and I'm not a dick to guys when they walk in, but on the other hand, sometimes. On the other hand, though, when I'm saying that, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but when you walk in and you're that guy that just can't keep up, like, fuck, man, the guys don't like it. They honestly do not like it, and it's probably because you don't work out. You're probably a decent hockey player, used to be pretty good, but you're like, I'm fucking drinking 40 a day. I'm doing it, or I'm comfortable. But you're fucking pissing your buddies off. And that don't you want to be a little bit better just to hang out? Like, I don't know, man. I swear to God, this will help you. You lose weight doing it. You know what your goal is now. It's not like I'm just working out to look better. Sometimes you want to look better, but doesn't work that way. But at least you know that you're going to be a better hockey player when you do this.
Somebody said to me on the ice yesterday, have you been using hockeytraining.com?
You looked okay, man. I'm not
Dude, I've been doing it for a week.
Have you been doing it?
For a week. 1 week.
You looked all right. Okay, you still wear...
You see that pass between my legs?
Okay,
in the goal crease?
Tell
me you saw that. You saw it.
That was pretty good. I also saw you had a couple puck battles in the corner, and one you did win, and the other one you kind of fucking loafed around a little bit. Maybe if you had 2 weeks of this hockey training, you would have got that goddamn puck. I don't give a shit about the no look behind the back pass.
It was a sick pass
to a fucking wide open net that the guy was going to score anyway, or whatever.
Sick feed.
You could have just scored anyway. I look about what are you doing on the wall when you're battling with the other guy? Are you getting the puck out of the zone so I don't have to fucking stop and start 15 times because you can't get the puck out of the zone? That's what I look for. 1 more week of hockey training, you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm getting close, man.
You're getting close.
And hockey parents out there, be sure to hook up your kid. Allow them to be the best they can be. And if you don't have time to take your kid to the gym, if you're busy, you're working and whatever, bring the gym home to you.
Just look it on video.
It's that simple.
It's the easiest thing.
They had a live video today.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay,
yeah.
Live video. And you can learn a lot, man. They're doing hockey skills, too. It's not just the workout stuff, but if you want to increase, your puck handling, your shooting.
Clear your basement out. Clear your garage out. Sorry, take the damn car out. Your car's not that nice anyway. Take it out of the garage. Build it up a little bit. Your kid's playing hockey and he loves it. Give him a spot where he could stick handle, do these box jumps, do a little bit of the workout. Yeah. Now, you're going to need to be able to run here and there, but you could take one of those segments during these workouts and create this little spot either in your garage, a small spot in your basement. Parents, figure that out for your kid. You don't need to be at the rink or a gym to get shit done like this. Do it at your house. My dad did this, and he's 30 years behind you guys. He figured it out. And he didn't have any money.
Pretty simple there. So check out hockeytraining.com, and we love all the support you guys are showing our boys up there in London, Ontario, man.
Yeah,
great city.
Has some battles up in
London,
that bad boy.
London.
Yeah.
Love London. Who was on London when you played against London? Corey Perry?
Corey Perry, Bolin, Prusty, Weidman, Shrimpy.
Dennis Weidman, that is.
Yeah, Dennis Weidman.
Yeah. All right. Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah, mango, right here. Right here.
Strawberry, black cherry, lemon lime, and mango.
Mango. Oh, dang. You know what? I'm in AC right now. It seems like it's a lovely day outside. I want to be on a dock. Every time it brings me back nostalgia for some weird reason. I think of a lake. I think of laying out on a dock.
On tinfoil.
Watching ducks cruise around, thinking like I'd like to be a duck because all they do is fucking chill.
I could see you laying out. You lay out for like a suntan?
I'm always no, I don't do that. No, Kate does that shit. I jump in like, I'm always like doing stuff, like looking around, jumping on a toy, do that, helping clean the boat, whatever. I'm always moving around. I like to look at water, and I like to have a Bud Light Seltzer mango in my hand. I don't feel bloated, Andy. When people cruise by and I have my shirt off, I'm like, shit, what's up? If I was crushing other beer, I'm like, oh, God, Kate gave me my shirt. I'm embarrassed. That's the difference. And it tastes good.
Yeah, Bud Light Seltzer. 4 easy drinking, delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and
mango.
And mango, baby. Only 100 calories, 5% alcohol. So you don't need to drink like a whole case of these things, man.
A couple of these bad boys, you're feeling good.
You're feeling real good.
Mm-hmm.
Less than a gram of sugar as well. So have a few tonight, or you can wait for the weekend. Doesn't matter. Go to BudLight.com and buy Bud Light Seltzer online right now. Find out where the nearest retailer may be. Must be 21 years of age or older. I do want to throw this out there. Anybody out there has a company, small company, large company, medium company, you want to reach more people, a larger audience.
You're in Canada,
you want to come on board, dude?
Try to get this market out down here in the U.S. market too?
We're here for you. we are here for you. So come on board, man. Just hit us up, Instagram, Twitter, shoot us a message.
DMs are open, baby.
DMs are open, man. We'd love to hear from you. Feel free to come on in, and we'll get it done for you.
The water's warm.
Well, the water is warm. We'll get it done for you. There's no doubt about that. All right. John Scott, father of 6, just had a 6th daughter, hanging out in Traverse City, Michigan. Former NHL All-Star. He's got a great story, and he's with us here on the Cam and Strick Podcast.
Driving home from something?
No, I was just, I have a second little property I'm fixing up, and I just drove up there, but it's not, I guess, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere here, but I get good service up here. I don't know why we're doing this.
I don't know, man. You're in the middle of nowhere. 6 daughters, by the way. It's just you and me doing the interview because Cam just passed out.
Oh, my God. You 6? Every time they kept coming out, you're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Is there any? Are you going to have another one? You can try for a boy? Because it's probably not going to happen at this point.
No, we'll keep trying. I'm not a quitter, Cam. You know that.
No.
So I'll do my best. Our kids are fun. So what's one more to add to the mix? I always say it's like throwing a thing of gasoline on a bonfire. You don't even notice it.
Yeah.
It's just chaos over my house.
Okay, yeah, I know how it is. I've got 3 of them. I don't have 6. 2 daughters, then I had the boy. Listen, John, you're going to have to hit me up. I've got 100% accuracy rate. I know exactly how to have a boy. And I've shared this with probably...
What are you trying to say?
Oh, I've shared
What are you trying to say,
I've shared
dude?
it with like 8 or 9 people. If you want a boy, some people don't care. There's nothing wrong with girls, man. Girls are cool. Girls are awesome. But if you want that boy, you got to hit me up because I do have 100% accuracy rate.
Wait. That is the weirdest thing
I don't
in the
know
world.
what's happening here. Are you propositioning me to have sex with my wife?
Is he going to watch
I don't know
you?
what's happening.
No.
Is this a cuck
No,
situation?
no,
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I don't do it. I tell you how to do it and what to do. And
You're
have
in the room.
Yeah, and
You're in the room.
I'm not in the room. No. But
A little to the left, John. A little to the left.
Hey.
Okay, start over, you two.
All right, let's go. Hey, call a timeout here. Okay? But if you want to have a boy, dude, listen, I'm just telling you. I know exactly what you need to do to have a boy, and there are certain techniques, and I'm not bullshitting you at all. I'm actually being 100% serious. There are certain techniques, certain things you can do to increase your chances of having a boy. I shared it with several different. In fact, an NHL player called me about a year ago. I told him about this. Like 6
Andy,
I swear to God,
Andy, he's going to drive himself through fucking oncoming traffic if you keep this up.
6 months later, I get a call from this player, and he said, "Hey, remember you were telling me about what I need to do to have a boy?" Because he already had 4 girls.
This is ridiculous.
And I said yes, and I told him what to do, and he's got a boy. Dude, I'm like 7 for 7 with this, so I'll help you out if you want to have a boy. That's all I'm saying.
You're making hockey players sound really bad right now. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's the dumbest thing in the fucking world.
Until you try it.
Give me my 5 minutes back, for fuck's
Until
sake.
you try it.
Until you try it.
So do you find it tough, man, like trying to figure out, I mean, is it work consistent? I mean, I'm in the same spot as you. We kind of retired at the same time. I mean, you know, was it difficult for you to be like, okay, things happened rapidly at the end of my career. You know, you're All-Star. We're going to get to all that. But were you like, okay, what do I do now? Like, I'm pretty decent at this. I'm pretty decent at that.
Because, and on the other hand, you're used to those paychecks, right? And you're used to living that lifestyle. And then when you stop, you don't even really kind of transition into like, well, maybe I should cut back or this and that. And then life hits you fast 3 years afterwards. You're like, holy moly, maybe I should start trying to make some money. Because I didn't do anything for 2.5 years.
Oh.
I just kind of rode the gravy train of the All-Star game, and it was fine. But now I'm like, whoa, I don't want to, dip into the savings. So it's like, you got to start making some money here. People think we're just loaded, but we're not actually. So it was tough. But now, I think I've transitioned. I jumped on the podcast train. That's going really well. I do a little bit of engineering work here in Traverse City on the side. And that's pretty fun to kind of use my brain a little bit. But, I was lucky enough to get a college degree, so that helps out quite a bit. Yeah,
man, that's huge. Traverse City, by the way, one of the most beautiful spots you're going to find. I love Traverse City. Been there several times, not just for the Prospects tournament. I vacationed there.
Yeah, you do.
We just had Sean Burke on with us. He's there right now. Dallas Drake is up there. There's a little hockey community up there, isn't there?
I didn't know if Berkey was up here, but yeah, Dallas Drake's, Brian Rolston's up here. They got a few guys. Nathan Gerby lives up here, so it's building. Andy Green.
What made you pick that spot?
My wife, she grew up here, and I met her at school, and we would come home and visit, and it's just so nice. Like, it's just beaches everywhere and water, and it's just so pretty. So we settled down here.
Why didn't
Grade
you,
A spot.
Well, I know you wanted to get your education, but did you have a chance to play juniors? I mean, you cruising around the fucking, I guess we would have crossed paths perhaps. You would have been a scary dude in juniors. You would have had a good time, man.
You know what's funny? I made the Toronto St. Michael's majors out of camp. But I didn't realize that. My dad went in and talked to the coach, and the coach was like, yeah, like he'll probably make the team, but he won't play much. And so my dad just told him, like, I'm gonna pull him. And that was like after the 3 days, so I wasn't ruining any of my eligibility for college. And so I left, which was a blessing in disguise, because if I would have known, I would have wanted to play in OHL and make a run. And I would have, I think, flamed out pretty early, because I got the tar beat out of me in camp by Mike Scrogy or Scroy.
Scroy.
Oh, he bagged me.
Did he really?
In camp.
Great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I played with him in Albany. That's what. So your confidence was like donezo? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I didn't fight. I went into camp. I was 6'6", probably. I weighed 200 pounds, and I never fought that much. And I think I buried Daryl Bootland with a hit, and he just came in and grabbed me and just beat my tires off. Oh, they just suck so bad.
Wake up
but
call.
I must have did. Yeah, and so I just left, and it was the best thing that happened to me, because I think I would have just been done with hockey a few years after that.
Well, see, I never understand how you guys, who played in the show, I mean, you just automatically assume that you're just, young superstar prodigies, can't miss phenoms. And, for some of you guys, I mean, you talk about how you got cut by a bunch of teams growing up, and you never thought that you were going to play in the NHL. I mean, like, how does it happen where you find your way into the NHL, where you stay there for almost a full decade, Johnny?
Well, me and Cam, we were lucky enough to play in an era where they still valued fighting, right? And so I think we used it as a tool set. And you see your avenue to the NHL. It's like, I'm not going to be a skill guy. I'm not going to be a grinder. I'm going to have to do something to set myself apart from these other guys and use fighting. It's like Cam's not a tall guy. He's not an offensive guy. He has to do something. The fighting was his way there, and so was mine. That was mine too. So it's just like a tool set, and we used it. We wouldn't be able to do it nowadays. We'd be useless. So it was just, we were lucky enough to kind of play in an era where they still enjoyed fighting, and it did serve a purpose.
All right, listen, I know you're 6'8", and you're a big boy, 260 pounds, whatever. But when do you realize that, hey, you know what, I can fight? Because it's got to be a little nerve-wracking not knowing if you can do it.
Well, I thought growing up in the bars and stuff, don't get me wrong, like I wasn't an altar boy growing up. We would go out every weekend, and we'd get into a dust-up, and I would kind of come in and clean things up for my friends. But so I knew how to handle myself, but I think in the AHL, I squared off with DJ King, my first fight in the AHL. And that's when it was like a sink or swim moment where I was like, okay, this guy's an absolute assassin. And I held myself, I did okay. I feel like I maybe came out with a split, if not a little bit of a decision. So it kind of gave me a lot of confidence going into the rest of my career. I can actually hang with these guys.
What do we call him, King Kong?
Kanger he threw down the fucking pipe, by the way, knock you out. But then he kind of trickled off at the end of his career.
Bigger hands than you have.
We played together for a while. Oh, so he was the nicest guy in the world. But if you go with him and you can figure it out, but also, Johnny, you're a big boy, and you were able to play defense. So, like, okay, I'm big. I'm getting my confidence down. Now I'm able to play forward and D. Like, now you're probably like, okay, I'm kind of valuable. I mean, did that build your confidence up, knowing that you could kind of transition from forward to defense, which is extremely hard, by the way?
But it's fun. Yeah, it's funny. It did extend my career a lot to be able to move to forward. But I was so annoyed by it, because 1 week I'd be practicing with the D and be like the seventh guy, then be like, oh, there'd be a forward being injured. Like, oh, I guess I'm not playing D anymore. I go and practice with the forwards and be the 13th forward. I'm like, man, it sucks. But it worked out well. Where I think that extended my career of like 3, 4, 5 years. But I think going to college helped that, where I got to work on my skills a little bit more, and I did know how to do more than just throw my hands around. Other than, like, there were some guys who were just terrible at hockey, and I think that's what kind of kept me in the league a little bit longer than some of those other guys.
Like, who was terrible at hockey? Because I was pretty god. Am I mixing that group?
There was this guy on St. Louis. I can't remember.
Real handsome.
Janssen?
Yeah, he was Swedish.
Yeah, the extra Swede.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he's interesting. But you guys all find a way, man. I got so much respect for you guys who play in the league. But your story of how your first call up, and I'm sure you've told this 1,000 times, but still a lot of our listeners don't know the story. And you don't have your passport with you. Now, isn't it a rule for NHL players, or players in the American League, I should say, that every time you travel, you take your passport with you because you never know
shit,
when that
Johnny.
call is going to come, Johnny.
Jesus.
How did you
There is
call
no.
home and tell your dad and say, listen, I just got called up, but I'm not going because I don't have my passport?
In Toronto.
Yeah, no, we were in Peoria. We just played the Rivermen, and I think, we lost 4-1. I think I was -4, so the coach called me in, and he's like, we got to talk. And I was like, oh, like I'm going to get demoted or something.
You're getting sent down to the coast.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah. And he's like, no, you're getting called up, so head to the airport. I was with the Wild at the time, so the Houston Aeros. He's like, head to the airport. You're going to fly to Calgary, Hockey Night in Canada, first game. I was like, great. So I go from Chicago to Minnesota, and then I was going to jump on a connection to Calgary. And I'm in Minnesota playing for the Minnesota Wild, trying to argue with this gate attendant saying, listen, I'm on the Wild going to Canada. And I don't have my passport, so they said, you can't go on the plane. I'm showing them, like, my health card, my driver's license, all my identification, like, pulling up web pages, like, saying I got called up to the Wild. They're like, you can't get on the plane. I'm so sorry. And I was, like, almost in tears at the airport. I'm like, I blew my chance. Like, this is it. And the GM called me. He's like, yeah, you can go back. It's fine. We'll call somebody else up.
Oh, God.
Oh.
That's even worse.
Oh, my God.
Now you're crying, I hope.
But isn't that though? So the euphoric feel that you get when you go into that office and you don't know what it is. I'm -4. I'm fucking Dunzo, and they tell you you're called up, and you're like your heart sinks in a positive way. I don't know if that makes sense, but right, describe that feeling because it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Well, it's just like if you've ever dreamt of something your whole entire life and you've done like literally worked your entire life to get that call or that conversation, it's just like such a great feeling. And then you walk back in the locker room, you're like Ric Flair walking to the ring. Your like shoulders are cocked back, and I was looking at the other defense, and I'm like, "Hey boys, head to the show. See you later, losers." Like I'm out of here.
Like a peacock.
Lose my number. I'm out of here. And then to come back from the airport, they're just like, "Oh, losers! They don't look at you." It was like the worst experience. But yeah, getting that talk with the coach was just so cool, man.
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview.
Yeah. Let me give you a story. We did a little fight breakdown of one of our fights. I think we did. We just did the one in Chicago. But I remember the first time I played against you, or one of the first times in Minnesota. And I'm cruising around in warm-ups. I'm like, do. I'm like, holy fucking Boogaard. I think you had another heavy on that team as well. And I look over and I'm like, oh, God, Boogie looks a little different. I'm like, he's skating backwards kind of well, too. I'm like, who the fuck is this monster? I'm like, there's Boogaard. Who's this guy? You had two guys 6'8" on that team. Like, what was he like? For one, that was very intimidating, but what was he like playing with that guy and just see the emotion on the other players' faces, including myself, when that guy steps on the ice? Were you friends with him?
Oh, yeah. We roomed on the road. We trained together in the summer. Just the amount of respect that he got from other fighters was amazing. Like, he would I'm sure you've seen the video of him staring through Tim Jackman.
Oh.
Like, he would do that every single night to tough guys. And he was a scary man where he enjoyed knocking somebody out. And I didn't really, I liked fighting, but it made me nervous. He didn't care at all. He enjoyed killing people. So he was I learned a lot from him, which was great. And I trained with him all the time. And we were good buddies. Yeah, it's hard to talk about it because it was so sad to see him go. But yeah, he was a scary, scary man. One of my training camps, we had me, Boogaard, Fedoruk, Simon, and Aaron Voros, and a couple other guys. But we dressed the preseason game. It was like Murderer's Row. It was insane how tough we were.
I know. I know.
That sounds unbelievable.
Fedoruk and Simon too. Oh my God.
But you say you trained with Boogaard. Like, take me through your training regimen. Are you boxing? Are you doing fighting training? I mean, like, how are you preparing, and how did he prepare to go into an NHL season?
Yeah, we worked out a Minnesota top team in Minnesota, and we'd work out every morning for like 2.5 hours. In the first 45 minutes, we do cardio and quick feet and stuff like that. And then we would just jump right into fighting. You know, we would throw gis on, which is like the karate, like jacket, I think. And we would just throw each other around. We would get into the ring and try to throw each other around. And that would work on our grip strength and also just trying to work on our core so we wouldn't get thrown around. And then we would throw the gloves on and we'd start sparring. And we just get used to, like, taking a punch and giving a punch. We keep the gis on and we throw one hand off and we grab each other and we just throw punches at each other and, like, try to, you know, get each other off balance and just chuck punches. So it was pretty intense for me. It was really good because he was a massive human, and I was just trying to keep up with him. Where his upper body, man, was so big. Like, we weighed the same. We were around 265, 270, but I would say a good 40% of his weight is just in his upper body, whereas I'm like 80% lower body. I have nothing in my upper body, so he was just so big to handle. But once you got him off balance, you can control him pretty good. He didn't have the greatest balance, I'll say that.
Well, you try to get him off balance is the hard part, though, especially when you're
Impossible,
5'11".
yeah.
I got to bring this up, though, man. And, you know, I know it's a sad story. I was watching it the whole time, and the reason why I feel like I'm kind of comfortable asking about this, if you even know, is like I got caught up in painkillers too, man. I did. Like, it was kind of it was one of those things where you get injured and you're 21 years old, and all of a sudden you get fucking 90 of these little yellow banana things, that what they called it. And you're sitting at home playing Assassin's Creed, and you got money, and you just eat them, and you get addicted to them. Did you being around him, being a roommate, like, did you notice that he had a problem at that stage? I mean, I know it creeps up on you fast, but did you notice anything that he had a problem?
Yeah, he would just sleep. You know what I mean? And you would notice it on the plane where we'd be playing cards. The next thing, Boogie would be just sleeping and passed out. Like, it wouldn't be sleeping; he'd be knocked out because he would take some pills and have a couple drinks. So. It was, you did notice the difference where one year he left to go rehab his shoulder, but he went into rehab, you know? So it was just, it was a problem his last year in Minnesota. And I think we all knew it. We just didn't know what to do about it because that was really the start of the whole epidemic of, like, the oxys, the Ambiens, all this sort of thing. And no one knew what to do because, I remember I got nose surgery and they gave me something silly, like 120 oxycodone. And I go home and I popped a couple for the first few days, like the recommended dosage. And my wife's like, you need to throw those out. You're completely zonked out. Like, I don't know who you are. And so luckily I had someone there to kind of wake me up because the doctors tell you to take like one every 3 hours. You know, it's crazy.
Well, they work though.
You know, but
they work though when you're fucked up.
But it's crazy how you had your wife there. You know, sometimes like that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Though. If you have somebody who's supporting you and who can help you stay on track. I mean, not everybody has that. When you guys were going into games, though, and you're looking at the opposing team's roster, I mean, would you guys have those discussions? I mean, how would you go about handling your individual responsibilities, both kind of having the same type of role?
I think he was nervous with me being on the team, so we never had that conversation like, you take him, I'll take him. I think he felt a little pressure with me being there, so he would always try to instigate with the tough guy on the other team. And I don't know if that affected him at all, but that's just kind of the sense that I got. So anytime there was somebody asking for a fight, Derek would always jump in front of me to fight him. DJ King, where DJ kind of caught Boogie with one. I was trying to get to DJ. If you watch that clip, like I hit someone in the corner to start the whole thing, and DJ comes over and Boogie rushes in to grab him, where I'm trying to get around the net to fight DJ. So he would do that. You know, he would fight the McGrathens, the DJ Kings, the McIntyres, so I wouldn't have to. Or he just wanted to, so I couldn't, you know, get a reputation on the league. I don't know.
Yeah, you just fought me instead. That's cool.
I fought the middleweight.
Damn you.
Hey, listen, when you're playing, though, Johnny, and listen, like, people knew who you were. I mean, it didn't take long for the league to know who John Scott was, obviously, because your size and, you know, how you went, you know, about your business. But, you know, Mike Milbury, I mean, he just went absolutely, I mean, he teed off on you. And I'll never forget watching it live being like, whoa, why is he going crazy? And then, you know what, you put the Boston Bruins connection, you hit Louis Eriksson, he was playing for the Bruins. I think that obviously ignited Milbury because, you know, he loves the Boston Bruins and obviously connected to that franchise. But how did you react, and how do you still react to how he handled you on national television?
Oh, my
there?
God. It was embarrassing for him, wasn't it? It was just like, Mike, weird. What are you doing?
Yes.
Like, it was just, I remember I was on the road in Ottawa, and someone showed me the clip, and I looked at Milbury ripping you a new one. I was like, this guy is like, I've never met him my whole life. I've never said more than 2 words to him. So to have that kind of hatred for a player it was very strange. And yeah, the whole Boston thing, I beat up Thornton, and I did that to Erickson, and I've had my run-ins with Boston my whole career, but man, he has some serious hatred for me that I don't know why. So I'm trying to get him on my show. So Mike, if you're listening, let's
get his ass on.
He's too much. He's too busy trying to figure out how to have shootouts here in overtime.
Or he doesn't know what city he's in. He's got dementia, I think.
Yeah, something's not right. Man. Hey, and then, I mean, during the All-Star game, and listen, we're going to get into that whole story for sure, but like Roenick's interviewing you on the bench, was that during the skills competition when you took a little shot at him, or was that during the game?
I think that was during the skills competition. And then there's a funny story about that. So we had the TVs going in the All-Star game, and we were watching the pregame stuff on the TVs, and they're going around. They're kind of doing a recap of all the teams, like, the Atlantic, the Central, the whatever, and then they get to the Pacific, and then nobody's like, these guys have no shot. They got 8 All-Stars, and then they got this bum. And at the same time they're doing this, the NBC camera's panning around our room, and they're like, it's going to be live in 10 seconds. And so they come to me, and I look in the camera, and I go, F you, Millbury.
Oh! I love it.
So the camera, and then we look on the TV, and like, there's me, like, and they didn't have sound, but you can see me melting, like, take a hike, Millbury.
How can you not?
He just hates me so much. I don't know why.
So you've never been face-to-face with Millbury. Even Keith Jones, who I like Keith Jones an awful lot, man, he kind of got caught up in the moment.
He did, but he was way more respectful as far as,
way more respectful, but he still took a shot here and there. I didn't like them.
You did catch him. You caught him high.
I didn't like them calling you a meathead, because at the end of the day, you're an NHL player, and you've made that point in your Players Tribune story. Listen, I'm an NHL player. I may not be, Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid, but I'm in the National Hockey League. I think every NHL player deserves some respect. So that's got to dig at you, though, a little bit, Johnny, where you're just like, what is up with this guy?
I honestly didn't hear that Jonesy comment just because I went radio silent during this whole thing. I was like, guys, enough is enough. Well, you know, Cam, you probably took a lot of heat during your career where it's just like, okay,
never
too much negative. Like, let's just never.
Well, just for the record, it wasn't Jones who called you a meathead.
No. Yeah.
That was Millbury. I'm just saying Jones was in the studio. He was on the desk with him, and so he was kind of jumping in and talking about how you shouldn't have been on the ice when you had the hit on Louis Erickson, how you shouldn't have been on the ice because you guys were down a couple of goals. They were going after your coach, too.
Which is crazy to think, like, stuff like that drives me crazy. And the same thing they talked about the preseason when I jumped Kessel. It's like, what was John Scott doing on the ice? It's like, well, I was on the shift before when we scored the goal. Then, like, I'm on the shift next time. It's not like I'm going to go out there and, like, forget how to skate and poop my pants. Like, I know I play in the NHL. Like, I know how to play. So the lack of respect they show towards some guys is just insane. It's honestly, it's terrible. But I don't know, those guys, they gotta talk about something. I'm an easy target, so whatever. Let them go at me.
Hey, let's talk about the new Bud Light Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy-drinking hard seltzer that comes in 4 delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango.
Oh,
With only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, and less than a gram of sugar, you might as well have a few tonight or this weekend. Go to BudLight.com to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Must be 21 years of age or older. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Yeah.
Now back to the interview.
Yeah, it's a meathead. Like, didn't you get your degree?
Now we can call Cam a meathead.
Yeah, I'm the biggest meathead in the league.
We can call Cam one, but we're not calling you. We're not calling John Scott.
He's an educated meathead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Who's he kidding?
With an engineering degree.
I know. Good God. Look, it just was one of those things, and he's a Boston guy. He did his thing. Speaking of
they're the worst type of fans. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, and they're hardcore.
Hey, we saw that front and center. I was in Boston, covering the series last year during the Stanley Cup final. For every game there, when the Blues were playing them and working, and it's just like I saw fans, Boston fans going after St. Louis fans,
You see that everywhere, though.
But going after family members of the Blues who were wearing jerseys and stuff like that. I mean, it got a little scary in a couple situations, and they have that reputation.
They do. But let me. We don't want to disregard our Boston fans. By the way, Andy, they were lovely. They treated Kate and I like royalty. I don't know about you. Anyway,
nice to me.
Phil Kessel. That whole situation where David Clarkson comes off the bench. By the way, probably one of the worst contract. And I love the guy. Roommates with him. Well, look, come on. One of the worst. I felt bad because he's a hell of a hockey player. He just couldn't put it together. But describe that whole situation. And at some point. Didn't you just wish you could get? I know you were saying that you were bleeding under the pile. just to get out. That's a great move, by the way. Like, I'm cut. And they should have actually respected that, because that could have happened.
They're like, no, you're not.
But did you want to grab Phil and just ragdoll him there? I mean, sometimes you get in Superman mode and get everybody off you. Like, take us through that moment real quick.
You know what's funny? I didn't want to grab Phil. I wanted to grab somebody who would actually fight. And I was talking to Carlisle before the shift was even, before it happened. I said, put someone out there so I can, beat his doors off. Like, I really, like, we were having that conversation because one of their tough guys, Jamie Devane, worked over one of my guys, Corey Trop, and I was irate.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why the whole thing started. I'm sure I told this on your show, but so while they're cleaning up my guy, I'm yelling at Carlisle. I'm like, you fat piece of this and that. Like, put someone out here right now. And they had tough guys in the lineup. I was like, throw someone out. And sure enough, he throws out Kessel, and I'm a man of my word. That's what I kind of live my life by. So I'm like, I'm going to jump Phil. I don't care. Like, I'm going to call his bluff. And so that's what happened. But, yeah, if I would have got out from under that pile, it would have been like old school Marty McSorley when he's running around the ice, like trying to play with somebody. So,
Jeff
Kugel from the Windsor Spitfires. It would have been that.
That's what we want to see from you, John Scott.
You got banned.
I mean, we want to see that. But you told Kessel, you said, hey, listen, I'm going to jump you. But when he two-handed you, not once but a handful of times, at least a couple of times, did that hurt at all? Did you feel that or no? No,
you feel it the next day when you have a bruise. But I don't blame him. Like he's not going to square off with me. He's just going to protect himself. So I have no ill will towards Phil. Look at the rhyming there. But yeah, it is what it is. It was just a part of the game. It was preseason. It was all for fun.
How many games did you get for that? Or did you not get any?
None.
Yeah.
None. Which was because Shanahan called me too after the game. He's like, listen, I can't suspend you because technically you didn't do anything. You just dropped your gloves. But he's like, if you would have grabbed Phil, I would have gave you 15 games.
Oh, wow. Again, they gave Clarkie, though.
They gave him 10 games, which I think is minimum, right, when you leave the bench?
He didn't even do anything, though.
Left the bench and came up to me, skated right to my face. I was like, all right, we're going to get into a fight. He goes, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing out here?
And he didn't go. Why didn't he go? You at least do something. You're fucked anyway, right?
I don't know. I would have worked him over real good because he was hard to play against.
Very hard.
And that was his first year, I think, in Toronto, wasn't it?
He could just got him 5.5.
Yeah, and Kessel got suspended the rest of the preseason too, so they threw out some suspensions, and which he was probably happy about.
Did him a favor. Yeah, he was real happy about that.
Oh, he's like, preseason games. Oh, thank you.
Exactly.
Oh no, I get to miss those. Oh.
Exactly. All right, so this whole All-Star game, listen, and there's nothing to be embarrassed about because it is the All-Star game. You played in the game. You're the MVP, and it will be a big part of your legacy. People won't forget that, and hey, I think it's great because it keeps you kind of in the history books in terms of important storyline and something that happened in the National Hockey League. But when Arizona traded you to Montreal, I mean, this has so much suspicion hovering over it. And the GM from the Coyotes came and grabbed you. You kind of told the story pretty well. How'd that conversation go down? What did he tell you? And what do you think is the reason why you got traded?
Well, he told me, you got traded. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, why? He's like, it's a hockey move. We really wanted to get Jared Tenorti. I was like, are you crazy? Like, Jared Tenorti, give me a break. So it was obviously orchestrated by the league. I think if anybody knows hockey, there was hands at play there. Bergie said he didn't want to make the trade. Like in an article, he's like, I didn't want to do the trade. So Bettman called somebody and he just made that trade. And he kind of runs Arizona because he got the team there. So whatever. It was a dumpy situation, and it worked out well for me where I got all this recognition because of the All-Star game. But man, it was just unnecessary. I think really. What are you going to do? I beat it to death talking about it so many times, but it's just Bettman's just such a wiener, man. He really is.
Well, then you guys met at the All-Star game, I want to go back to that. But even when you guys met, did he apologize for how that went down? And did you ask him any questions then when you guys got face to face about the trade?
No, I didn't want to rehab. I was so just fed up with the whole situation. I just wanted to enjoy being in Nashville, and he was nervous I was going to blow it up and say some stuff because there were some things that they did that people still don't know about. It was just like trying to get me not to play. So he just wanted to talk to me, and he came and just said, hey, are we okay? Is everything good? Or are you going to have fun? We really want you to be here. And I was like, you're so full of it. And whatever. It is what it is. And I wouldn't trust the guy with my worst enemy. He's just not a nice person. He's just Liar.
Okay,
I don't know.
This is like therapy for you. This is why we have you come on. This is good therapy for John Scott. So you said there are things people don't even know that they tried to do. Now, you uncovered some of those in your Players Tribune story about how they even got your kids involved, which I thought was crossing the line a little bit, saying, hey, what would your kids think about that? I'm sure that pissed you off, but what else did they do?
Well, I'm not going to go into specifics, but they offer you things or try to give you things to not play in the game, certain, cash amounts or this and that and the other. So they kept upping the ante. Like every time I would say no, they would come back with another offer. And I just kept saying no and no and no and this and that. Yeah, and they bring my parents into it, my family and all that stuff. So it was a crazy couple of weeks.
I would KGB, man.
I would have had to think about that. I mean, I would have been like, okay, let's get another zero on that number, and maybe we'll talk about it.
Are we talking boats here, Gary?
A new boat.
How about that center console? Get on. That's a great, but you got think about that though, man. Like, how good of a feeling is that though? Yeah, they're being dicks. You're never going to work for them again, probably, unless you want to try to do a scouting role.
Unless they hire an engineer.
Unless they want an engineer or a fucking. So you're like, I have leverage on you. Mm-hmm. Like, that must have been a fucking, like a power feeling, right?
Yeah, the best feeling was Colin Campbell called me, and we kind of had it out. And then I told him, I said, I'll call you the next day with my decision. And I called him like at 6 in the morning, like, I'm playing. And I just hung up the phone.
You should have called him at like 3 in the morning.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Colin, what are you doing? Hey, I just want to let you know.
Colin.
Sorry if I woke you up.
Colin, what's going on?
I couldn't sleep. I just want to let you know that I'm playing. Hey, but the reaction from the guys around the league, would guys chirp you on the ice for playing in it, or would they support you? And who were some of the bigger supporters that you had, big dogs who were saying, hey, dude, we got your back. Come to the All-Star game and play.
Well, I had been around the block by that time, where I'd played on like 6 teams. So all the guys came out of the woodworks who I played with and said, you should play, like Jumbo and Taser and Kane and like all the guys who I played with. They were all really, really supportive. Even guys on my team like Shane Doan, he pulled me aside because they were trying to leverage Shane too. And I would talk to him. They would say, hey, don't you think Shane Doan wants to go to the All-Star game? This could be his last year. And like, you're going to take that away from him? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like really? And he pulled me aside. He's like, no, man, you go. This is great. So the current players were great. But what was really cool was the tough guys would grab me, and former tough guys who I hadn't even met. Like, we were in St. Louis. And Kelly Chase pulled me aside. He's like, hey, man, this is great. You should do this. Like, we really, us fighters think it's great where you guys are getting this opportunity. You should go and, like, show everyone that we actually are hockey players. So it was just cool to get that kind of perspective from the ex-fighters, knowing that they were on my side. It really made a big, big difference in my decision.
Cam and Strick Podcast here for our boy Dan Bellman with Bellman.com.
Yeah, baby.
You need some new wheels? Why not get a Cadillac, a Buick, a GMC? Yeah. Head out to Troy today. And again, don't forget about Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram right across the street.
No doubt.
Right there in Troy, Missouri. Visit them online. Check out their new selection, the pre-owned selection, the best service you will find anywhere in the country. Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
Now back to the interview.
Well, you'll chase her like $40 because of that, by the way. He just emailed me real quick.
Hey,
He'll collect from you.
Shane Doan was like, hey, will you please go? I'm going to the ranch.
I'm going to the ranch.
I'm going to the ranch for the weekend.
Is Shane Doan a perfect human being? Is he perfect?
In every way imaginable. He is. He really is. Like, he's just the best human ever.
I heard that from multiple people, actually, man. And he's just one of the I could picture him. I haven't met him before. I think he's going to come on the pod, by the way. Yeah. But I just know what kind of guy he is, and I can't wait to meet a guy like that. But on a serious note, though, if anything, if there is any negative, I guess, help me here, Andy. A negative vibe to this whole thing would be that you did take somebody's spot. I mean, did you ever come in your mind like, damn, I might be taking a Shane Doan or a fucking wily veteran that's been in the league for fucking 14 years and had a good year? Like, there are some of those guys out there.
Could be taking Cam's spot.
Could have took you did take my spot. I should have been in there. I'm not happy about it. Well, did that catch up to you at all?
It did, because you had to get someone from every team. So Arizona, Max Domi was having a good year. Like I said, Donor was having a good year. So was Ekman Larson. So, like, that did play a part in it. And I even made a statement where I said, hey, listen, you should go for my teammates too. because they deserve it a little more than I do. So again, it was a cool situation, and I was all in because I thought it was really fun. Like, I might get to go to the All-Star game, but yeah, that kind of stung a little bit. But honestly, like, I'll be honest, it didn't sting too much.
No, you got to do that. No, it's
all
opportunity's
good.
too big.
Did the movie ever come out or no?
No, it's actually getting very, very close to like start filming soon. It just got bought out by a huge production company.
We want to be in the movie.
Three.
We want a part in the movie.
Who plays you, Dolph Lundgren?
No, you know who wants to play me? I'm not BSing. Hugh Jackman called our producer, and he's like, "Hey, man, this script is pretty tight. Like, what's going on?"
I look just like him.
He's 5'6", Johnny. He's 5'6", dude. He's like,
I know. Well, Cam, height's not everything. You should know that.
It is everything. I wish I was tall. I'd still be playing.
Hey, so real quick, we'll move on from the All-Star game, but were you ever like uncomfortable with it? And why did it seem like on the outside looking in that you embraced it so well?
Was I ever uncomfortable about what? Sorry?
Just with the idea of going and just kind of having your name front and center around all these All-Stars and just dealing with the fact that there was this big campaign to get you in there.
Well, initially I hated it just because of all the negative publicity it got. At first I was a clown, right? A joke. Let's get this doofus into the game and watch him fail miserably. Mm-hmm. And that's just all the publicity I got. Everything I read, everything I heard, everything I saw was just like, it's a big joke. And so I hated it. And then I'd say a week before the game, my mentality started to change. My wife and I, we talked about it quite a bit. She's like, this could be a good thing, go and have fun and just really turn this into a positive. And I tried to do that, but man, like, I was nervous. I was really nervous going into that game because I knew everyone was going to be watching me, like everybody. And it's like, I don't have the same skills as a Drew Doughty or a Brent Burns or anybody. Like, Yager was there. That was his last All-Star game. So it was just scary going in there for those games, because what if I did just lay an egg and suck and fall? How brutal would that be? Gary Bettman would just be grinning from ear to ear saying, "I told you so." So it was a very nerve-wracking weekend.
Well, the best is when first off you get the MVP little, I don't even know what that was, a crystal and a little plaque. And Bill Daly is the guy that you have to go, to center ice. You shake his hand, and then Gary Bettman comes out with a big check. And you got to go shake Gary Bettman's hand.
Did he hold the check?
Oh, yeah.
He was holding it, gripping it.
You got $90,000 for that, right? And you got a car?
Yeah, $90K in a car. It wasn't a bad weekend. It was pretty good.
What kind of car?
It worked out well.
Kia?
Did you sell that?
A Honda Pilot.
Oh, get rid of that damn thing.
And so
what'd you
do with it? You keep it?
No, I donated my car that I was driving to charity, and I kept that one. So I'm actually trying to sell it right now if you guys want to buy it.
Oh, the Honda Pilot. The Honda
Andy
Pilot from
that.
the All-Star game is for sale.
He signs it, too.
It's for sale right now.
Are you going to sign the steering wheel or what? Sign the hood of the car?
I'll sign whatever you want, yeah. I need to get a car with more seats. That's the issue. This one has 7. I need the 8-seater, so I got to get rid of it.
You have are your daughters going to play hockey, by the way? You going to get them into hockey?
I'll let them skate. I don't know if they want to. I'm not like one of those psycho dads. So if they want to. I'm pushing golf. Heavy pushing golf.
Oh, my God, yeah. It's an easy...
Do you have time to golf?
Yeah, not much. I get out probably 3 or 4 times a year. Usually for charity events, that's when I go out. But it's so fun. I like a 9-hole round. I'm not a big 18-hole guy. It's too long.
Yeah, I get that, dude.
I'm
done.
I like
18
5 or
holes,
6
I'm fucking
holes,
sloppy as
5
shit.
or 6.
Let me ask you one thing.
Yeah, because you have
ahead.
a beer a hole, and then by the time you hit 10 or 11, it's like, this is too much.
Oh, my God. Tell me about
Carry me home. I do want to ask you this. So you got some good scraps over the years. Of course, not against me because I tuned your ass. But you did,
me.
But you did get caught one time in a weird spot where you're going Colton Orr, who's fucking Jesus. Like he's gonna get you with one, man, and he'll eat one to give you a bomb and put you down. He got you a body shot, dude. And if anybody ever asks me, well, the body shot's hurt, I'm like, I don't remember ever a body shot hurting ever. But he got you, didn't he?
Well, it didn't hurt. When you lose when you spear yourself into the boards and you can't breathe, it's like,
oh yeah.
When you lose your breath. So that's what it was. He hit me in the perfect spot where it just like sucked the wind out of me. And I dropped to a knee, and the classic Orzy just decides to strike me, stroke me one right across the face when I'm on my knees. I'm like, thanks, Colton. Appreciate it. But I don't know. It was a good punch. He knocked me down. Good for him. I asked him to fight every time after that, and he would say no, and he would let Fraser McLaren step in front of him. So I was like, Orsey, come on, man.
Wow.
I wonder why that was. Because Orsey's
I want to say he just came back from a pretty bad concussion.
Yeah, he got caught,
too. When he fought John Scott.
No. It was by he plays.
No, I mean, he came back right before he fought Scott.
He got caught by Jody Shelley and by somebody else too. Like
Carpenter?
No, he got caught by. He's a defenseman. I'm drawn. He plays for Vegas. He was like an assistant captain there. Help me. He played Calgary.
Braden McNabb?
No,
England.
Derek England. Okay. Yeah.
Remember that fight with England went right down the pipe and caught him. Ooh, doggy.
Yeah.
How's your head, Johnny? Though you get caught with any, you concuss like this. You got
not really.
dizzy.
I fought pretty safe for it. Like no one could hit me. I just
no shit.
I strung my arm out. I got popped. Justin Johnson was the only one who really tagged me on the jaw.
Yeah.
That was the only one that really drops me. So I don't know. I didn't fight too much like you. Like my most fights in a year, I think, was 7 or 8.
Well, you're a monster. I mean, just be honest.
You know what I would do, Cam? The first 2 or 3 fights of the year, I would try to murder people, like literally try to knock someone's head off. And then after that, I noticed I would get a lot more guys wouldn't want to fight me. So it worked. Like I don't know.
Well, you're playing D too at times, but Justin Johnson. Think about this real quick. This story that I heard about this guy, who's an American League guy, fought. This is supposed to be a great guy, and he gets called up for the first time in the NHL. Fights the biggest guy, catches you with a left, and you weren't expecting, but he's a lefty. He just caught you, whatever.
Yep.
He goes out. He goes out that night and meets Lisa Ann, the porn star, and bangs her. That's what I heard.
And had a boy.
And well, no, didn't get her pregnant.
Had a boy.
They had a boy.
That's a good night right there for that dude. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Jeez. So, hey, you played one game for the Montreal Canadiens, which had to be cool, to put that jersey on. But were they doing you a favor by saying, hey, and did you know that was going to be your last NHL game at the time? Like, did you know you were going to hang it up and retire? And they did you a favor, or did it just so happen that you got called up and you only played one game for Montreal?
Yeah, I knew that was going to be my last game. Just it was the end of the line. But it's funny. Their GM Bergie, I knew him from Chicago. He was a scout or something with Chicago, so we were friends, kind of. And so he called my agent. He said, "Hey, we want to give John a game just because we think he's kind of been through the ringer. We want to call him up." And my agent asked me, and I said, "No, I'm good. Like I'll just ride it out here in St. John's. I don't want to go to Montreal." And so Bergie called my agent back. He said, "No, I don't think you understand. We're going to call John. We're doing him a favor and tell him to pick a game." So I picked the last home game Montreal had, and I said, "I'm going to go home after this." So he was nice enough to let me go home, and I played that last game, and that was it. So it was a nice. I'm glad I did, because now I can say I played for the Canadians, and it's kind of cool to tab that original 6 jersey on the wall next to my other one. So it was nice of them.
Andy Strickland and Cam Jansen here for you for GadgetBuyback.com. Gadget Lab, they got a store here locally if you're in St. Louis, 5541 Telegraph Road. Here's the deal. You got an old phone, maybe a cracked tablet. Maybe it's perfect, but it's a little bit older. Turn it in right now. www.GadgetBuyback.com. Upgrade your devices, phones, computers, watches.
Anything.
Doesn't have to be Apple either.
No.
Get those tablets turned in. Again, www.gadgetbuyback.com, 877-772-8880. Now back to the interview.
Yeah. What if they're in first place or they're going for a playoff spot there and they had to make that? That's pretty cool for them.
They're not calling me up. No way.
I'm just saying that. Well, you picked the game, so it could have been a weird spot.
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever hear from the league or Bettman, like after because everything played out perfectly at the All-Star game and over the weekend, you won the MVP. You could tell all the players were genuinely happy for you. They carried you off like you were like Lou Holtz,
Cleopatra,
like Lou Holtz, the Notre Dame football coach or something, Bobby Bowden or something. So, did they ever say, "Hey, listen, man, we apologize the way we handled it. We shouldn't have handled it this way. We're glad you had a good time and glad it all worked out"? Did you ever hear from the league or no?
Do you know the league at all?
No, I do. I'm just asking.
I don't. Explain it to me.
That would be admitting their guilt in any way. So no, they didn't say anything. They had two NHL guys following me around all weekend to make sure I didn't say anything. They were very nervous. So yeah, they weren't going to say anything like that.
Wow, interesting.
So now what are you doing?
Gary seems like such a lovely robot. I don't know. I can't believe he did that to you.
Yeah.
Hey, when you say you're doing some engineering stuff now, like what are you doing? Are you designing skyscrapers? Like what exactly are you doing? Like is it hard to find work?
We do like no, it's not rocket science. We do like HVAC, electrical, plumbing. So if you're building a building, you come to us. We kind of design it, make sure the heating and the cooling is right. We'll get you set up with some plumbing and some electrical at the same time. So it's not very hard. There's a little bit of brain work, but it's different, which is fun. It's like, oh, cool, I get to use a computer and use AutoCAD and kind of design something, and then it gets built. So it's kind of neat.
Well, it's guaranteed work, man. You're always gonna be able to make money, and that's always a positive.
That's right.
Damn right, dude.
Yes.
Well, congrats on a great career, man. And
Yeah.
listen, I'm being serious. When you're having another baby,
Oh, Jesus,
if you want to
would you
have
stop
that,
it?
if you want to have that boy,
All right,
Johnny,
Andy, fucking Dirk Diggler, he's gonna let you know.
I'll tell you how to make it happen.
Settle down.
Yeah, wait by the phone. I'll call you for sure.
He'll come over to the house and help you.
Hey, and
Johnny, thank you, Johnny.
Hey, pump up your podcast too.
Yeah.
When is that on?
Oh, it's the highest rated hockey podcast out there, just behind Spit and Chicklets. Dropping the gloves with John Scott. It's we do it 3 days a week now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
3 days a week.
3 days a week.
Who do you have on with you? Like you get guests on, or do you have a co-host?
Yeah, we get guests. Like we just had Patrick Sharp on. We're going to have a couple of guys from Bubble on next week. Well, I wanted Al Stalock, and he's like, wait till after the first round. I'm like, all right, Al, sounds good. Then he get beat out. And I was like, all right, come on.
Hey.
But no, we get guests on every week. So
Hey, this just in. You're ranked 3rd.
But behind who?
Somebody from TSN.
No, I know I'm ahead of you guys. I know for a fact. I'm ahead of you guys.
Easy.
Well, now we're going to release this, and we'll see what happens.
Hey, we have editing power too, so
No, I'm
we're
glad
sending
you guys are
this
doing
straight
it.
to
It's awesome.
Bettman.
It's fun. It's a fun
More
gig
the
to
merrier.
have. It's a fun gig to have. We're all doing it. We all help each other out, man. So appreciate
Right.
it. Now you can drive
Absolutely.
home. You can get off the side of the road now. You can get home, and we appreciate you coming on, big boy.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Good luck. I'll see you around.
Okay,
See you, buddy.
got it. Thanks, man. That was John Scott, man. He does have a great story, like I said.
Yeah.
I really like talking to him.
Yeah, man. He was
His
cool.
phone sucks.
Fuck.
He borrowed Reaver's phone.
But you know what he did? You know what I like about him, though? Like, we told him his phone was kind of shitty. He's like, hey, do you want me to pull over? So
I know, he was cool.
like that.
He was cool.
There's certain, like, etiquette that I like.
Because he's in the game. He understands
Yeah,
how it
he does
goes.
probably his podcast.
He understands the value and the importance of having a good phone and good audio.
Yeah. And, like, being on time and shit. Like,
Yes.
I know, man. I used to fuck guys over
there's
a
some
little
other
bit.
guys.
Once in a
There's
while.
some other guys who have no concept.
They don't even give a shit.
And you know what?
It's like our business.
They
dude.
may be just getting out of the game, or they think they're still in the game, but
They'll
they're really
learn.
not.
They'll learn.
And they're going to learn real quick. And we know who you are.
Well, it's just like, we're not doing this for fun. Like, just, be on, just like, be real.
Be
like,
a
just
professional,
like, yeah,
dude.
I know. It's all good.
Don't say yes.
And I don't want to be a hypocrite because I've done this before, but I've done. Anyone asks me to do anything, I do. I do that too much.
Cam would do like he would do
a 7-year-old.
No, he would do a 7-year-old
Oh,
podcast. He's
fuck.
actually done that.
I know a little
If-
7-year-old
if-
girl and messaging me.
If you're an 80-year-old nun who lived down the street who makes
know.
bread all day, he
What
would
did I
do
do
he
the
would do
other
your
day?
podcast
I did
about
it.
making bread.
I did. No, this girl got a hold of me and she goes, "I'm doing a paper about transitioning and this, that, and the other. It's kind of complex, but she's like, can I quote you on some things and do it?" I'm like, "Yeah."
You're like, of course you
yeah.
can. Of course you can.
It's good. That's good. It's good to
You're like,
do that.
you're like, what do you need?
man.
2 hours? 3 hours?
I know. Sometimes, man. Here's what I don't like. When you do a podcast and you have guys on, if they already took the time to come on for an hour. Especially if you're not a big, even if you're a big podcast, you're not going to ask guys to do this anyway. But don't tell them, like, can you retweet this and quote tweet it? Can you do this for me? Can you ask somebody else to come on?
Don't ask
Can you
them to
do
do
this?
that.
Do that? Don't do that.
Oh,
I'm going to ignore you.
Oh
man.
no, I've reached out to some of our guests who have helped us out with some stuff like that.
Okay, that's fine. But some guys will be like, hey, can you tweet this? Can you retweet it? Can you get a quote?
I've never
Can you do
asked.
that?
I've never asked anyone to do that.
Cam, can
ever.
you call somebody for us? Can you? I'm like, dude, I just gave you an hour and a half of my time on a Saturday.
Right.
Like, fuck, man, I brought the heat for you. I'm talking about, like, my fucking addiction. I'm talking about, like, I gave you everything. Yeah. I'm not going to retweet it for you.
Here's what I'll say to some of our guests. I'll say, hey, who are some of your former teammates maybe that you suggest we get on that have great personality? But I don't say, can you call them for me? Can you retweet? Can you tweet? I don't do that.
No, man. I know. You just can't do that. Because a lot of guys, man, if you flood your your Twitter anyway. Like, we're already doing something. Like, you can't.
You never know who the hidden gems are in hockey who had great personalities. Maybe who you don't know, who you haven't met before. You know, there's some
I get
people
that
out
part.
there,
So,
you know?
anyway.
Yeah. All right. John Scott's interview here on the Cam and Strick Podcast brought to you by CarShield and CarShield.com.
Yeah.
Hey, don't be stuck on the outside looking in. Make sure you have that protection. It doesn't cost much, guys.
No, it simplifies your life. Good Lord. Don't you want that?
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody want that? No, I want everything complex. No, you don't. Simplify it. It's easy.
I know a kid the other day driving to college. Car broke down on the way, and they had CarShield.
Oh God! You're
And
like, oh,
guess
thank
what?
God.
And guess what? Now you don't even like your heart doesn't jump. You're not worried. You're just like, oh, I've got CarShield. It's all
Let
good.
me find the closest spot I can
Yes.
take it to.
Yes, it's all good.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM, and that'll save you 10% over there at carshield.com. How about gadgetbuyback.com and gadgetlabmobile.com? 877-772-8880. You need a phone, you need a computer, but it does you no good with a crack or if it's broken.
You look like an idiot. No one can take you serious whenever you have a cracked phone. And if you have a company and you have tablets throughout your employees and they're slow, like it slows everything down.
Call them.
Call them. They'll give you top dollar for it.
877-772-8880. Call them today. Hockeytraining.com.
Oh.
I mean, I'm going end to end. I'm making passes between my legs.
Andy, you're not there yet, dude. You're not there yet. You got a couple more weeks to go here, but you do look a little bit better. Your heads-up play, your first 3 steps, that's everything. Just to be able to get in on the play and be able to get back. Like, they'll teach you the stuff. They'll simplify it for you. Just like we said, simplify everything. I don't want to have to go to a gym. Can't I do this in my garage? Can I do it in my backyard?
Yes.
Well, sure you can. Do you have a hockey stick? Do you have a little bit of spot? They'll send you skill work to do. Oh, my God. You don't have to spend the money on a trainer or a gym. You could do everything at your house, and then you go out to that men's league skate, and you walk in, and you're starting to fucking bury shit.
But it's not just for people who are playing men's league.
It's kids, too.
Don't be confused. This is built for the elite level player who's young, who hasn't gone on to junior yet, who isn't playing professional hockey. But if you are playing pro, like I'm watching these guys, Cam, right now in the bubble, Toronto and Edmonton. I can tell who uses hockeytrainer.com and who doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
I can even at the NHL level, I know who's using it.
Well, Vancouver used it the other day, and that's why they won.
Well, Bo Horvat did.
Oh, my God, I'm Vinny Dunn. Vinny Dunn, get back to hockey training.
I saw Kevin and Ryan, I saw them use that exact same move in a video they put up on hockeytraining.com.
Funny how that works.
And guess what? Where did Bo Horvat play junior? London.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Okay, so you went too far back, and my memory doesn't go that far.
You see how I put the connection together?
Yeah.
He's using hockeytraining.com,
see.
and now he's, scoring big-time goals in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yes, he is.
That could be
He's
you.
going to make a lot of money.
That could be you.
Yeah.
Be like Bo Horvat. Use hockeytraining.com.
Check it out. Check it out.
Okay.
Check it out.
All these guys who are doing that. Hockeytraining.com. Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah, baby. Good stuff.
Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and
mango.
Why is mango your go-to?
I don't know. Damn, it is good. Again, anytime you drink it, even if you're stuck in an office like we are right now, it reminds you of being on a beach or a dock, looking over lovely water like everybody wants to do, with the sun shining down on you. You got your shirt off, and you're like, I don't want to be bloated, so I'm going to drink Bud Light Seltzer instead. I don't want to be bloated. I want to drink, and I want to get drunk, or I want to get a little buzz, and I don't want to be bloated. And this is what it does. That's why it's great for the water outside stuff.
Yeah, it's great stuff, man. Must be 21 years of age or older. Go to BudLight.com today to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. 4 flavors, delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and mango. 100 calories, 5% alcohol, less than a gram of sugar, man. So that's what Cam's talking about. That's why you're not going to be bloated.
Yeah, dude.
That's why you're not going to have a hangover.
I know it's kind of corny, but no, it's not. Because let's think about it. Like, everybody thinks that way when you're down at the lake, you're cruising around, everybody's looking at you with no shirt on. Like, what am I going to drink today so I don't look like a fat ass?
Yep. Enjoy a couple of those tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to wait for the weekend. Weekend starts tonight, man, with Bud Light Seltzer. How about Bellman.com? Troy, Missouri. Check them out online, BEHLMANN.com. They got a ton of new cars. They got a ton of pre-owned cars, too.
They got a lot of stuff. You know what I want. But they got some badass stuff. And they also have Buick, too. And everybody's like, oh, Buick. No, Buick's cool now. They got some cool stuff.
They do.
Like 10 years ago, I'm like, oh, Buick, what? Like, oh, how old are you?
And a lot of people felt that way.
No, I know.
Then Tiger came on the scene.
Tiger's like, what's up?
That's right.
I might be a little crazy, but I'm still an unbelievable athlete. And I drive a Buick, and I think Matthew McConaughey. No, he's Lincoln. Never mind. Never mind.
You've done that twice now.
Done it twice. But anyway, Buick's pretty cool. They got a lot of stuff to choose from. Check them out. I want that SRT.
Yeah, Cadillac, the GMC. We all know those are legendary brands too, man. I mean, you're looking for a truck, look no further than Cadillac and GMC as well. With the Buick they have on one side of the street, just cross the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Enough said. You know what those cars bring to the table. Bellman.com. Say what up to our boy Dan Bellman. Also, Cope24.com.
Hey, girl.
Cope24.com. Big event coming up here in St. Louis soon. We'll tell you all about that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be in St. Louis, man. You can watch it virtually. You can bid on some amazing, and I mean amazing items that we're going to have through the auction. If you're a hockey fan, you're going to want to tune into this. Cam and I will be running this.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't even know if we are, but we just, you hire us, we're just going to take over, basically. It's just the way it's going to go.
We're going anyway.
Cope24.com. Say what up to our girl, Renee Howitt. All right, this has been the Cam and Strick Podcast. Again, check us out on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you want to find us, or wherever you go for your social media, you will certainly find us. And again, if you're a business out there, small business, large business, we're here for you. We want you on our team here at the Cam and Strick Podcast, so be sure to reach out if you're looking to advertise and reach more people. Stay tuned for plenty more episodes to come right here on the Cam and Strick Podcast.